This week on the WriterCon podcast.
I think for me, it would be having consistency and community, which are two of the hardest things, I think, for me as a writer as well. But the more consistent you can be and the more of a writer community you have to help keep you consistent, the better you do.
Welcome to WriterCon, a gathering place for writers to share their knowledge about writing and the writing world. Your hosts are William Bernhardt, best-selling novelist and author of the Red Sneaker books on writing, and Lara Bernhardt, award-winning author of the Wantland Files book series.
Thank you, Jesse Ulrich. Hey there, writers. Thanks for joining us today. So here we are. You know it. I'm going to talk about WriterCon again, only a few short weeks away. That's the annual writers conference we host at the Skirvin Hilton in Oklahoma City, Labor Day weekend. That's August 29 through September 1. Over 60 speakers, over 100 sessions and pitching and contests, manuscript reviews, private consultations. What have I left out, Jesse?
Just hobnobbing, socializing, networking.
And we have
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, that's right. We have fun as well. People are posting photos and scheduling parties and meetups on the conference app already, I know. Lara, did you tell me that people are, this was a subject on the last podcast, that we have a karaoke night and you and I always do a duet. So people are like doing a poll on that now or something?
Yes, people are trying to guess what we will duet this year. So there's a whole post
Any good
that's
suggestions?
dedicated just to that.
Wow. What's in the lead? Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna share anybody's guesses. I want people to have to think of their own ideas, be creative. Okay. But it's great. The app gives everybody the opportunity to plan ahead. You can see what the schedule looks like, but you can also start to see what people are coming.
Post your ideas in the show comments, everyone. Jesse, have you been on the app yet? Have you taken a look?
I have not. WriterCon comes after a couple other things I have, so I'm waiting for those things to happen.
Excuses, yeah.
I know. Listen, I just talk to people about audiobooks and podcasts and just have a good time. And hopefully this year run around less between rooms.
Yeah, so, Mike, have I told you that we're having 6 sessions on Saturday?
Listen, as long as you put me in touch with the people controlling the rooms, we should be fine. So,
okay, good. If you want more information about WriterCon, it's writercon.com. Our interview today is with Sydney Pruett. Now, this is a change of pace for us because, it's normally a writer, but Sydney is a therapist who works with authors to help them develop their characters so that they're more psychologically believable and interesting. She helps with writing about mental health or disability accurately and consistently, providing lots of information for nonfiction books or making sure that fictional characters are responding to situations in ways that fit with that human psychology, okay? It's fascinating, and we will talk to her about this work but first, the news. News story number 1, audiobook walking clubs. Yes, that's a thing. They take reading outside. So, audiobook listeners who like to walk need not walk alone. With encouragement from Bookstagram, you know what that is. That's book lovers on Instagram, like Book Talk for TikTok, but this is obviously Instagram. Anyway, the Bookstagram entrepreneurs joined with independent bookstores and Libro.fm, that's an app for audiobooks, and now they're creating audiobook walking clubs. So typically on one of these, listeners meet at some predetermined location with an audiobook queued up that they've gotten, they bought or they got it on Libby, the library app, and participants listen to the book of their choice or talk about it while they take a not too demanding walk, a conversational pace. They wrap up someplace and have a casual gathering where they can make or hear book recommendations. So people are coming month after month, they say. Word of mouth has been very positive and organic. This started with some influencers in DC, but now apparently they're thinking about expanding. Jesse, do I remember that you said you listen to audiobooks sometimes?
No, I'm actually a very rare audiobook listener. I can't concentrate the way I would like to when someone's telling it to me. I know it's very weird saying the work I do.
So does this sound at all appealing to you?
So, okay, let me get this straight. So people show up, they have an audiobook they're listening to. It's a different audiobook than what the rest of people are listening to.
I guess so. I mean, it would be too regimented if everyone were listening to the same thing.
And then they walk for a predetermined time listening to their audiobook with other people. If it gets you out of the house and gets you walking, great.
It's like a walking club, except for people who don't want to make conversation.
Yeah, which, listen, I understand there are people who don't want to make conversation. I do love the idea of collective book listening. But like reading for me is very it's an intensive one-on-one activity. I don't need to also be around people because then I'm gonna feel weird not having conversation with them. That might just be me. But I mean, it's a cool idea. This sounds very up the same alley of another story I heard recently of people just doing collective scream outs. I don't know if you've heard about this. One started in Chicago. People just all show up at the same time. They go onto a bridge and they all just scream into the void together for like 30 seconds and then dissipate. And I'm like, that sounds great. So,
well, Lara, for a different take, I'm guessing. I don't know how much you listen to audiobooks, but I know you love to walk. Does this sound fun? Are you going to start one?
I'm usually distracted with my bird identifying app when I'm walking. And I am a visual learner. And interestingly, like Jesse, I do find it a little bit difficult to stay focused on a story when I'm just listening to it. However, not everything is for every person. And I absolutely support anyone who enjoys this, gets them out, gets them moving. They're enjoying a book. I have no problem with someone enjoying that, spending time with people the way that is comfortable for them. Sounds good to me.
News story number 2, fanfic court controversy. I knew I couldn't say that without
That's
stumbling.
a tongue twister.
Was that close enough? Do you want to do it?
No, you got it.
Fanfic court controversy?
Yeah. That's appropriate.
Fanfic court controversy. It's a good mic test. Fanfic court controversy.
Yeah. 3 times fast. Anyway.
Fanfic court controversy. Fanfic court controversy. Fanfic court controversy.
I did not anticipate the direction this was going to take. Anyway, the news story is indeed about fan fiction. It's a book called Rose in Chains, which is part of this increasingly popular form of book, profitable too. It's fan fiction that's been previously written for something like Wattpad, someplace people post and they can read it, and then they change it a little bit to avoid being sued by whoever it was originally about or what it was based on, and then they publish it. And, everybody listening probably knows that 50 Shades of Grey started as Twilight fan fiction. And now we have those books Happily Ever After. That was originally Harry Styles fan fiction, right? So now we've got Rose in Chains in controversy. It's actually Harry Potter fan fiction. In this story, Draco and Hermione, it's about Draco and Hermione finding love in a world where Voldemort wins. So it's, but now it's changed. So it's an original fantasy romance between characters Tovin and Bryony, which is completely different. Okay, here's the problem. Not that this really sounds too close for comfort, but because it's obviously Harry Potter fan fiction, people are attacking it, associating it with J.K. Rowling and some of the comments she has made about trans people. And so the argument they've advanced is that this book is keeping Rowling's work relevant. Even though the author has never said anything controversial, she got online criticism because her book was once formerly related to Harry Potter. You see what I'm talking about? So she was scheduled for this convention, and then because they didn't want a court controversy, she dropped out, and then others dropped out in support. And pretty soon, half of the authors who were planning to attend have decided not to, which has been a nightmare for Romance.com. Lara, you are the podcast's official Harry Potter news correspondent. Does this
I have a new title?
Yes. Does this trouble seem fair to the woman, Julie Soto, who wrote Rose in Chains?
In my opinion, no, it isn't. I don't think the work that she did should be torn down. There are a lot of people who still enjoy those books and have a lot of happy memories of those books.
Yeah.
And I suspect for this author, that's what this story stemmed from. And it's unfortunate that it's being ruined in some way. And don't get me wrong, I don't love any of this stuff that's going off on the side, but for me, it is off on the side. It doesn't take away the joy that I had with my kids in those books.
Right, exactly. Jesse, what do you think? Is there any realistic way to separate the books from the author?
I mean, first of all, yeah, it's fan fiction. It's literally not written by her.
Literally not written by her.
And they've changed the characters, and obviously didn't spend that much time on the names changing of characters. But this
Bryony, that's nothing like Hermione.
Yeah, Jaco and Hermione. No, like here. This is the thing. Like, people have anger and they want to express their anger, and sometimes they express it in the wrong direction. And this is wrong. This doesn't in any way hurt J.K. Rowling or stop people from spending money on Harry Potter things. So if you want to get mad at someone, get mad at J.K. Rowling, or get mad at Warner Brothers for remaking the movies into a TV show, and then casting these people for 10-year contracts, of which I doubt the show will actually make it that long. But who knows? Be mad where you should be mad.
That makes sense.
Nicely said. Well done, Jesse.
All right, let's move on to Craft Corner.
Craft Corner.
Hey everybody, it's Jon Meyers from Write Better Together, and look who I'm here with. I'm here with my Ticia Miles.
Hello.
I heard we're both going to be at WriterCon this year.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm prepared. I'm ready. Looking forward to meeting some of the most phenomenal writers in the region.
It's wonderful.
It is.
And one of the things that's wonderful is that William Bernhardt, Bill, likes to keep it always positive. And so even like critique sessions, he wants there to be a positive slant. So every session has a positive slant. Because sometimes you go to writers' conferences and it's like the 10 bad things about this and the 10 bad... That you don't get that at WriterCon.
No, you do not. It is a positive space. Absolutely. I agree.
What are you going to be doing there?
So I tell you, I'm so excited about the Ask the Agent Anything panel. And so that's an opportunity for writers to come out and just basically ask literary agents anything. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about this year. I have an opportunity to facilitate a workshop. It's pitch, post, and promote. And so in that is really to help. I'm going to pour in all of my PR exec and all of my college tools that I teach at the university from a PR perspective, marketing perspective, as it relates to, how to use your content, how to use your book as a tool, as a strategy to really elevate and build engagement through your shared and your owned media. I mean, you're going to walk away with a strategy to help you do that, to be able to do exactly what the title says: pitch, post, and promote. I'm excited about it.
That's going to be so great.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to this year at WriterCon. What are you going to be doing?
First of all, I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to put Bill's book up here
Okay.
instead of Michael Jordan's book.
Bill's
I should
book.
have So I have a couple sessions and then a MasterClass. Let me tell you about the sessions first, and then I want you to go ooh and ah.
Okay, we got that.
So the first one is called Relatable versus Relational,
Ooh.
using relationship theory to make your story more compelling.
Oh.
And I did, if you guys watched the WriterCon podcast, I did a craft corner about that one to give you like a little 3-minute sneak peek.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Yours are going to be good too. And then the other one is comfort content, the psychology behind your audience's cravings and how to give them what they want.
Oh, now that's an absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm on a screenplay roundtable
For screenwriting.
I'm on for screenwriters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
going to be taking pitches. I'm going to take pitches.
Yeah, I'm going to take pitches on memoir pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And like little short memoir, like that ties into this MasterClass. So the MasterClass is cherry picking 20 small moments from your life, because a memoir isn't your life story.
Right.
It's stories from your life, and you don't have to wait till it's not an end of life event. You can write a memoir when you're 25.
That's so true.
You have 20 stories that are compelling, and I'm going to teach you how to get to the core of these stories out of your life, and then how to arrange them in a compelling way, how to then arrange them in the book, and then I'm even going to tell you how to market the book.
Come on.
And in the same way, because I'm going to write a memoir next year.
Oh, I love
in the same
that.
way that I'm going to market mine, and so you'll leave with a marketing plan.
I love that. That's huge. That's very huge.
And then the people in the MasterClass, they'll get to be in a cohort. My Ticia and I have talked about the power of a cohort in a different episode. And they'll be in a cohort in a private Discord group that we already run at Write Better Together. And they'll be able to trade their writings and get notes from each other. And they can make what they want of it.
Oh, this is good. I love that. The power of cohorts.
Yeah. So if they take the MasterClass, they can be in there for the rest of their life.
Oh, wow. That's phenomenal all by itself.
Once they register for the MasterClass, then all that other extra stuff, they can stay in the cohort for the rest of their life.
Oh, wow. So this is a lifetime access.
Yeah.
I love that. Just by coming and registering for WriterCon and being a part. I think people should really get excited. And if they haven't already, go ahead and register for WriterCon. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and also the writers.
Cool.
All right.
It means I get to see you in person.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
See you soon.
All right. See you soon.
Now, let's talk to Sydney Pruett. Sydney Pruett, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Okay, usual first question. If you could offer writers one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think for me, it would be having consistency and community, which are two of the hardest things, I think, for me as a writer as well. But the more consistent you can be, and the more of a writer community you have to help keep you consistent, the better you'll do.
Okay, since you've practically set me up by mentioning groups and whatnot, you're coming to WriterCon, aren't you?
I am, yes. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having you. Tell everyone what you're going to be doing, or at least some of it.
So I will be leading a breakout group at the conference called Character Psychology 101. I am a licensed therapist, and I live with a lot of physical disabilities as well. And so one of my pet peeves in writing is when people write about mental illness or disabilities consistently or inconsistently or incorrectly. So what I would like to do is just go over the basic psychology behind why humans act the way we do, how we respond in difficult situations, how trauma or background or culture can impact those things, and then go over how to write about people who are from different backgrounds or cultures consistently and accurately. So obviously it'll be sort of an overview with the amount of time that we have at WriterCon, but I'm looking forward to sharing that with everybody.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Well, I would say that. Now I'm going to totally mess up the schedule, and Lara will just keep up because she's brilliant that way. But you and I have worked together. The people who listen to the podcast regularly know about my Superman book, The Superman Wars. And at one point, I was looking for some, more professional insight than I could provide on my main historical character. What's driving this guy? Why does he do this and that? And you were nice enough to chip in. I sent you some pages and some documents, and that was really terrific. Very helpful.
Okay, I'm glad it was helpful for you. I enjoyed reading through the pages that you sent, and I'm looking forward to reading the full project. That's a newer service that I'm offering as a therapist, is being a consultant for authors. So I've gotten to work with you on that project, and then I worked with another fiction author writing about mental illness. So about to provide some information for that, and then I also work with an author on nonfiction book. I got to write some quotes for her as well.
Great. Tell us, how did you get involved in therapy in the first place?
I'm one of the kind of weird people who just has somewhat always known that's what I wanted to do. I decided when I was about 14 or 15 that I wanted to be a therapist. I was always the friend that people would go to for advice, and I liked being that person, but I wanted to make sure that I was giving good advice. And so went straight through college knowing that psychology was going to be my major. And after getting into it for a while, I had thought that I originally wanted to work with kids, and did for quite some time, several years. But during the pandemic, when everything was virtual, I decided that working with kids was not productive for any of us at that time, since we were all on the screens. And so I ended up working with college age and really loved it. So that's what I primarily do now, is college age or younger adults. And I'm working with people who have OCD, which is something I'm diagnosed with as well, but also people who have experienced various forms of trauma.
I think it's brilliant that you just knew exactly what you wanted to do from such an early age. I don't think that happens very often.
It really doesn't. I don't know many people who have that story. Most people shop around a little bit before deciding.
Or just like too many things and don't know how to focus.
Yeah.
You've written a lot of nonfiction articles.
Yes. So I do some freelance writing, and have also written some personal stories. With my health issues, I had to have a hysterectomy when I was 26. And so I have a story that's published about that experience. I have an upcoming one for Suicide Awareness Month in September that will be published. But I love sharing mental health and disability stories in my nonfiction writing as well.
And tell us how that can help writers.
I'm sorry, I lost you guys for a second. What was the question?
Oh, no. Tell us how this can help other writers.
So with your own experiences, I think it's important just to be able to share the things you know. We always hear write what you know as an author. And I think that incorporating that with my background, as far as the class goes at WriterCon, it helps writers to know how to incorporate the real life things. Why do we act the way we do? Knowing that basic psychology, I think, helps to create deeper characters, because a lot of times writers do the right things when they're writing and they don't know why. So the character actions will make sense, but they don't necessarily know the science behind it. And it's those little moments where things are inconsistent with psychology that we don't necessarily know why as readers, but it feels. So if the writer can understand the background behind that, it will help them to be able to not have those little moments where the reader feels like something's just not quite right.
Yeah. No, that sounds like that would really tighten up the story. That sounds very useful. I'm fascinated. I think I'm coming to your session.
Well,
I hope so.
I thought this was unique and interesting. That's why I
Yes.
invited you to WriterCon in the first place. I was glad that you were able to come. So
And
you're also, well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I'm still enjoying talking about the therapy, but
Okay.
you're a practitioner of EMDR?
Yes, EMDR and ERP are my two
Okay.
main modalities that I use. So EMDR is one of the leading forms of trauma therapy, and it's unique in that it's not all talking back and forth like we do with most other forms of therapy. It uses a tapping method, or sometimes you'll do eye movements back and forth, and it stimulates both sides of your brain so that it gets your logic and reasoning going, but also the emotions, the past memories, but it keeps you grounded in the present. And it helps your brain to process the things that you've been through and file away the things that are useful. But it sort of deletes some of that unnecessary information that's keeping you from healing it and keeping you stuck in that situation. So you ever seen somebody who is sleeping and their eyes dart back and forth? It's the same type of thing. When that happens, you're dreaming and your brain is processing. But with EMDR, we get to choose what we're processing and do that same type of work. And then the ERP is for people who have OCD. It's exposure and response prevention. And it helps expose them to some of the things that are triggering or intrusive for them, and prevent the responses of the compulsion.
Now, speaking of things you can do for writers, you also handle sensitivity reads, right? I think everybody on this podcast knows what I'm talking about, having your manuscript read in advance to ensure that you're not inadvertently possibly offending someone.
And I think the benefit of having a therapist do the sensitivity read is, as a therapist, we are required to have certain amount of continuing education each year. And so every year I'm learning about, I primarily try to focus mine around trauma or cultural awareness and sensitivity. So I'm someone who has more education every single year about what terms are accurate, what terminology is appropriate at this time, different things to look out for when writing about disabilities or cultural differences or even different religions. Lots of knowledge in that area, so I can help you know what to look out for that a lot of people might not think about.
On a completely unrelated note, but something that I thoroughly enjoy talking about, you have 3 rescue dogs?
I do. So I am.
Look, didn't know that was coming, huh? We surprised her.
Shirt right now. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but puppy dogs and mental health.
And there's Baxter barking. He approves totally. That's our rescue dog. Anyway, go ahead.
Love that. Yeah, I had to, going into my relationship, I'm getting married next month. And
congratulations.
I have Lily and Padfoot. And Lily is a pit collie mix. Padfoot is some sort of like fake German Shepherd mix. He's very small, but he looks like a German Shepherd. And then we have Olive, who is a blind elderly toy poodle. So that was my fiance's coming into the relationship.
Nice. Yes, we have a rescue dog and then 2 rescue cats. So
I would love a cat, but my dogs would not.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised. When we welcomed our first cat in, we had concerns and doubts. And 30 minutes, 45 minutes, one of them was just like, cool, there's a cat now. And the other one was just following him around and just fascinated. It's surprising how they adapt.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to try it then.
Okay, before this started, you got to hear Jesse and I talk Star Trek, but you're a Disney Parks fan, I hear, yes? I mean,
yeah, so Disney and Star Wars are kind of my main fandoms that I have. My fiance and I actually met because I had my cosplay on a dating app, and that was the picture that he liked.
Very fun. Have you ever worked with any like Disney park performers or anything like that? Or do you just go and play, not in a working capacity?
Yeah, I just like to go and be there. My sisters both worked for the parks, but they weren't performers.
Okay.
They did attractions and hotel work and food service
Yeah.
and things like that. But they did the Disney College program. So
Disney College. Yes. One of our daughters did the Disney College program. So we're familiar.
love that. Yeah, it's such a cool program. I wish I had known about it when I was in college.
Yeah. Okay, Sydney, one last question. What are you working on now? I hear a rumor that there is a novel somewhere in the mix.
Yeah. So, like I said, I have an upcoming story that will be in OKC Pets magazine for next month. So it's my little nonfiction project.
Nice.
I have a poetry manuscript that I'm shopping around right now. And then I
Wonderful.
am working on my first novel. So it'll be a rom-com. It's called Conflict of Interest. So I guess keep your eyes closed or peeled for that, but it's going to be a minute before that one's done.
Sydney, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to WriterCon.
Yeah,
to
see you
soon.
there.
Yay.
Bye now. Just one last reminder, WriterCon, August 21 to September 1 in Oklahoma City at the Skirvin Hilton. You want to be there. Laura and I are going to be there, and Jesse will be there, and Sydney's going to be there, and like 60 or 70 other writers, agents, publishers, and other people connected to the publishing industry will be there. You don't want to miss this. Take the chance to do your writing career a favor. Our website is writercon.com. Let me also remind you that WriterCon has its own newsletter, and it's totally free. So why would you want to miss that? We're at Substack. Just go there and search for WriterCon and sign up. Doesn't cost you a penny. You can join the WriterCon Facebook group. I mean, why haven't you? Do it now and join this really wonderful community of writers posting almost every day. It's a great group of people, all right? Until next time, keep writing. And remember, you cannot fail if you refuse to quit. See you next time.